slight double pop there. Okay, so I can see a few peepers in there. You're hoping for more two-tonal ones. Okay. So there's your mother of pearl. There's definitely no pearls on that side. We've got two runaways there. And then let's have a squidge in here. So this one, as we can see, the flesh is slightly drier. I don't know if you can see that. It's not as juicy. And that is because they are slightly older, like I said. Just having a squidge. Now you've got some stunning colours here. Now I don't believe there's any more in that one, so let me just count these up and then I can go through and clean the shells up for you as well. So 1, 2 and 3 down the front there already. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. Okay, so I'm just going to clean the shells up for you and then I'm going to dry the pearls up and then we can have a closer look at each of the pearls. So I'll pop the darker pearls to the top of the sand, lighter pearls to the bottom of the sand. And then measuring wise, would you like me to measure all of them or would you be happy for me to measure the largest and smallest? That's completely up to you. I don't mind either way round of what we're doing. It was slightly Tracy, I'm not going to lie. It was slightly. Okay. So I'm just going to move these shells out of the way so I've got some room. Let's start popping them in the sand. Like I said, I'll do darker to the top, lighter towards the bottom. So to start with, let's go with this one. He is a darker, looks like a forest green. So you've got a base gunmetal grey with a slight green overtone. Actually, let's start this side because we've got two 25 pearl oysters to fit in here, haven't we? So there's your first one. Your second one is a two-tonal chocolate and silver. So base chocolate with that silvery overtone to him. You've got, ooh, a two-tonal silver and green. Yes, of course we can. I thought that you might want the measuring again, just because you did last time, but I just wanted to double check. So what I'll do is I'll go through all of the colours for you and then I'll measure them. Okay, so this one's a two-tonal silver and almost like a darker sea green kind of tone, sort of sea green, forest green colour. You've got a two-tonal silver bells, so which is lighter and darker silver colours there, and then a slightly lighter silver bells. He does have a slight imperfection on him there. You then have a even lighter silver bells again. We're then going to move into a two-tonal chocolate, so chocolate and silver. A chocolate bronze, which is a gorgeous bright bronze shade. A dark silver purple, so base purple with a silver overtone. And a grape purple, so a really bright grape purple with this one, so it's gorgeously lighter, almost looks like he does have that pinky tone to him. You then also have this one. Now this is a lilac. It is a very light lilac. I'm not going to put the white next to it, but if I just put that there, you can definitely see the purple coming through. So it is a very light lilac, but he is gorgeous. Next to him, you're going to have a two-tonal icy blue. So you've got lighter and brighter icy blue tones to him. You've then got a Smurf blue. So Smurf blues are extremely rare. They do not come out very often at all. So as the name describes, it is Smurf-like. So you can see the difference between the icy blue and the Smurf blue. You've then got a dark, deep midnight blue. Now he is two-tonal, so you can see little silver areas to him. But here's a gorgeous dark midnight blue. You then have got a silver sea green. Now, sea greens are, of course, quite popular colour. The silver sea greens are quite rare again. They don't come out very often. So you can see silver sea green there. Then moving on to the even lighter tones. So the yellow, which is a lemon yellow. Then we'll do the brighter autumn peach. Now this one is the one I showed you before, and it is actually a strawberries and cream. So cream here, and then two-tonal, can you see the pink there? So cream and pink two-tonal pearl, and I call them strawberries and cream. You've then got a gorgeous light baby pink and a blush pink. We've then got these ones here now are very similar. So you've got a light pastel coral, a slightly brighter coral, more of a pinky watermelon, which is two-tonal, lighter and darker, a slightly brighter watermelon, and then ending with a rose gold. Okay, Katie, what do you think to these? Now, what I'll do is, like I said, I'll go through and measure them all now for you. Would you like to do any swaps now, or would you like me to continue to open the second oyster and then decide at the end? Either way, it's up to you, but I will go through definitely to measure these now for you as well. Okay, so the darker gunmetal with that hint of green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Not a 5, the two-tonal gunmetals, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. That dark two-tonal silver green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the silver bells is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Slightly lighter silver bells is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the light silver is a runaway. He's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7 as well. The dark two-tonal chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he is a 7. The dark silver purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Lilac is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Two-tonal icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Smurf blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the two-tonal midnight blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Two-tonal silver sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Bright autumn peach is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the strawberries and cream is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Blush pink is, baby pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7, and the blush pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Pastel coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The slightly brighter coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Two-tonal watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Slightly brighter watermelon is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5 as well. So from these ones, the largest is a 7.5, smallest is a 6.5. Okay, so I'm going to leave those in the sand there, and we should have enough room to put the next ones here. So I'll hopefully squeeze them in. I might, just give me a moment, I'm going to move these over just slightly, and I'm going to squidge them together a bit more just to give us a little bit more room. I hope that's okay. Bear with me just a moment. I am squidging them together, but it then gives us more room. Oh, with them being this close, I could probably fit, like, yeah, definitely going to fit more in there. So there they are. And we're going to start with the next one. So you'd like to keep the shells again and measure them all again, is that correct? Bianca, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. That's very kind of you. So second 25 pearl oyster. And let's go down again. Okay, good luck. Double pop there. Okay, so we can see quite a few lighter peepers there. And there's your mother of pearls. So there's no pearls on that side. Let's have a squidge in here. Oh my wow. So I'm just having a squidge. And I don't believe there's any more in there. So let me just count these up, and then I will dry these up for you as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. Perfect. So if I just take all of this off here again, and then we'll go through your pearls. So again, I'll quickly dry them up, and then I'll pop them darker to the top, lighter to the bottom. So let's dry these up for you. Oh, wow. Okay, so you said you wanted two tonal colours. You've definitely got some two tonal colours here again. So let's start popping them in. Starting with your darker ones at the top. So this one is a two-tonal gunmetal and lighter silver chocolate. So you can see the darker and the lighter shades there. You've then got a silver bells, a silver and purple. So hopefully you can see that. So it's base silver, but just there, it's got a gorgeous flash of purple to him. And then more of a silver bells. So 3 silver bells in a row. This one here's got the flash of purple. If I try and move it around, I don't know if it will catch it there. You've then got a lighter chocolate, which is also two-tonal with lighter and darker bronze areas to him. A dark silver purple. And then a forest green, which again is two-tonal with lighter and darker green areas. You've then got a light, this one is crazy. It is a light silver sea green, but it is a very, very light one. So compared to your other one, he is even lighter still, which is stunning. And then a two-tonal apple green with lighter and brighter green areas. You then have got a sea blue. So sea blue is a base sea green with this blue overtone. So a sea blue there. He is a darker sea blue, but is definitely a sea blue. Now I'm just comparing this blue here to your last one, and it is another Smurf blue. He is slightly darker, but a second Smurf blue. So sea blue and Smurf blue in the same oyster. You've then got a lighter icy blue. We'll move on to the purple. So this is a darker burgundy red, but he does have like a great purple overtone. You've then got a lilac purple. A baby pink. Excuse me. A candy floss pink. And then a second candy floss pink as well. A watermelon. A coral. Slightly lighter coral. And a two-tonal yellow and coral, very close to, you can see it's not green, but it's that kind of yellowy green tone, if you can see what I mean. So it's more closer to this one, which is the yellow, but he does look like he's got a hint of green in him, but also that coral splash there. So yellow and coral splash. You then have got a cream, a rose gold, and 2 lighter autumn peaches. So there's number 1 and number 2. Okay, so there are all of your second set of 25 pearl oyster pearls. So I'm going to go through and measure all of these, and then we can have a look at all of them together. Okay, your colour spectrum here, if we laid them all out, would be absolutely amazing. But let me go through and measure these, and then we can go through and decide what you'd like to do. Okay, so the darker two-tonal gunmetal and silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. You've then got your first silver bells. It's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Silver with the flash of purples, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And the silver bells is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Two-tonal chocolate is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He is a 7. Dark silver purples, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. Two-tonal forest greens, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. The light silver sea green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And the two-tonal apple green is not a 5. Oh, he's a runaway, sorry. Not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. The sea blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. He's a 7. And the Smurf blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6. He's a 6.5. Icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6, sorry, he is a 6.5. And the burgundy with the flash of purples, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Lilac purples, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the baby pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. First candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The second candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Your watermelon's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Slightly lighter coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Two-tonal yellow and coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The cream is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. The rose gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Then autumn peach number 1 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And autumn peach number 2 is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he is a 6.5. Okay, so Katie, let me just wrap these shells up so then I've got the room to manoeuvre if you'd like any swaps at all. Or if you would like to, you can take a screenshot here and then email me any colour swaps across if that's easier. Also, I'm going to need to know which ones you'd like on your fittings, so I can do that for you as well. And can you just confirm with your email, would you still like me to complete that with your email, or is there anything there? Would you like me to disregard that and just go from this one? So it's completely up to you. Right, there we go. So let's hold this up if we can. So the top set up here is from the first set, and then this bottom set's from the second set. I don't know best how to zoom in for you. Maybe if I just move it, go into the first, no, this is the second set. And then this is the first set. So second and first. You'll send a new email. Okay, so disregard the last email and then you'll send a new email. Okay, that's perfect. If you would like to include any pearls from the first one, do include the order numbers just so obviously I can do that for you if that's okay. I do not have any of the sunset pearls available, I'm afraid. So the autumn peach sunsets and the gold sunsets are not, I don't have any in my swaps at all at the moment. Just because they don't get swapped out very often at all. I do ship internationally, Claudia, yes. Yeah, the Smurf blues and the sea blues and the silver sea greens, I think, are the rarest ones in this collection. Of course, you've got other two-tonal ones as well, which are beautiful. It's just, oh, it's, love it. Swap the 2 autumn peach on the last row from the second oyster for icy blues. Yes. So there's no pearls in here for now, so I'm just going to put all of your swaps in there. Then if I do grab the wrong pearl, we can easily bring them back and get the correct one, if that makes sense. So 2 icy blues. So I'm just going to zoom in on the second oyster for a minute, just because then you can see what we're doing. I'm just going to jump over to here so you can see these ones as well. And then back over to this one.